Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Malenga TV for your Afcon group stage roundup. Now, we've had 36 games, 89 goals, 4 red cards, few managerial dismissals. I mean, this has been an exciting Afcon tournament so far. So, we're going to get into every nitty gritty of all the groups. But before we do, let's do some housekeeping. If you're new to the channel, make sure you do share, make sure you do like, subscribe. Much appreciated. Thank you for the new subscribers as well. Much appreciated to the channel. Now, let's get into the AFCON review, starting with Group A. Now, Group A housed the Ivory Coast, Nigeria, um, Equatorial Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau. And Equatorial Guinea came up trumps in this group, qualifying as top of the group with 7 points as well. They were the highest goal scorers as well in this tournament as well, scoring 9 goals. So they were very, very efficient in front of goal, and it was evident in the forward man, Emilio Nsue. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. I mean, he's been prolific for them, scoring 5 goals. So he's been the talisman as well in this AFCON tournament, and his goals is what fired Equatorial Guinea to the top of the table. And yeah, it's one of the reasons that they have qualified into the round of 16. So fair play to Equatorial Guinea. Of course, one of the teams, like I said, not one just to make up the numbers, but one team that is there to cause an upset and will be looking to cause an upset. So fair play to Equatorial Guinea. Not so far behind them on the same number of points was Nigeria as well. 2 wins and a draw, beating the Ivory Coast 1-0, beating um, Guinea-Bissau as well 1-0 and drawing with Equatorial Guinea. So Nigeria themselves qualified second in the group as well. An efficient performance from Nigeria as well. Not the highs that we were expecting them, because of course their squad has got all of these star-studded players that haven't quite kicked on just yet. But anything can happen in this tournament. So a lot can happen. Things can change. So Nigeria as well qualifying second in that group as well. And third was Ivory Coast. Quite lucky as a result of the game that happened between Zambia and Morocco yesterday. Ivory Coast qualifying third in the group as the third best team as well. So they'll be looking to kick on from the tournament right now. Not really had the best of tournaments as well, losing 2 games. They were thumped by Equatorial Guinea in the last game. So Ivory Coast will be looking to pick themselves up after such a poor run into the group, and they'll be looking to pick themselves up in the round of 16. But it doesn't come easy because they play Senegal in the round of 16. So we're going to see how Ivory Coast get on. And unfortunately for Guinea-Bissau, they finished dead last in the group, conceding 7 goals in the process, on 0 points. Wasn't really a good tournament for them, but hey, at least they got to AFCON, and hopefully maybe next time they can come and pick it up. So that was Group A. In Group B, we had Egypt, we had Ghana, we had Mozambique, and we had Cape Verde. Now, I did mention to say Cape Verde are one of the teams that could cause an upset, one of the teams that could be a potential banana skin, and they proved the business as well, finishing top with 7 points as well. They were very, very efficient, beating Ghana 2-1, beating Mozambique as well. I believe they beat Mozambique 3-0 and drawing in the last game against Egypt. So credit to Cape Verde. They played very, very well in the game, and like I said, potential banana team, always a banana skin team, always a tricky outfit for any team. So fair play to Cape Verde for finishing top. In second was Egypt. Not had the best of tournaments so far, kind of been slow to start, but they finished second in the group, 3 draws. Fortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, but fortunately for them, they had 3 draws that took them into the next round. And yeah, they'll be hoping to kick on. Unfortunately for them, they lost Mo Salah to injury, so it's a bit sticky for Egypt going forward. But like I said, they still have a lot of talented players in there that can step up, of course. But Salah is a very key player, is a talisman for them. So we'll see how Egypt gets on in the round of 16. Unfortunately for Ghana, they were sent back home. Very, very poor tournament for Ghana. Unfortunately, it resulted in Chris Hughton losing his job. He got sacked immediately after the game, immediately after the tournament ended. So that's the unfortunate part for Ghana. They were unable to make it through, and again, in a situation or in a scenario where they were going through as one of the third best teams going through, or actually at the time they were could have been climbing into second place, but they threw away 2-goal lead to Mozambique. Game ended 2-2. What a very, very crazy dramatic game in the way that it ended. And yeah, unfortunately that was Mozambique saying, hey, if we're going home, we're taking Ghana with us. Unfortunately for Ghana, poor tournament for them. They went home with Mozambique as well. Fair play to Mozambique. They got draws off of Ghana. They got a draw off of Egypt as well. So they got some points off the big boys, but not good enough to send them through on the day, unfortunately. So that was Group B. Egypt just narrowly making it through, and Cape Verde very, very convincingly were top of the group. Now, in Group C, that had Senegal, that had Cameroon, Gambia, and Guinea. It was a very, very, very interesting group. But Senegal, of course, very, very were the top team in this group. 100% record as well, winning all three matches, scoring 8 goals in the process. They're the second highest goal scorers in this tournament, behind Equatorial Guinea as well. And they've only conceded 1 goal, so they're definitely mounting a strong defense to their Afcon. Title. And also a special mention to Lamine, the young player from Metz, who scored the 2 goals against Gambia. He had a very, very good game. For a young player breaking through at the tournament, it's always wonderful. It's always great to see. So fair play to him, and credit to him for having such a good game against Ghana. Scored a wonderful goal as well. Against Gambia, scoring a wonderful goal as well. So yeah, fair play to him and credit to him. And yeah, credit to Senegal. They're definitely looking like the team to beat. Not so far behind them was Cameroon, finishing on 4 points as well. Up and down tournament as well. Equally themselves were close to being knocked out, but eventually they came good. Eventually they came through. They came good in the end with a win in dramatic fashion, scoring a 90th minute goal and managing to get themselves into the round of 16 as well. So fair play to Cameroon as well, going for making it past the round of 16 as well. Guinea themselves were a few moments close from finishing second as well, but they did manage to still qualify as one of the third best team despite losing 2 matches. So fair play to Guinea as well. They got through with 3 points from 3 matches as well. And unfortunately for Gambia, they finished dead last in the group, qualifying with 0 points and also conceding 7 goals like Guinea-Bissau in the other group. So that's the unfortunate part for Gambia. But for Cameroon, for Senegal, and for Guinea, they live to fight another day in the round of 16. On to Group D. Now in Group D was probably the most surprising group of the Afcon. Group D is the group that had Angola, is the group that had Algeria, is the group that had Burkina Faso and Mauritania. So Group D was quite the surprising group, with Angola of all teams making it top of the group. They got a draw against Algeria, they got a win against Mauritania, and they beat Burkina Faso 2-0 on the final match day, topping the group with 7 points. Listen, I did underestimate Angola a little bit when I was making my preview, but hey, like I said, it was an opportunity for them to prove me wrong, and boy did they prove me wrong, qualifying top of the group with 7 points as well. Mabulu, one of the key men, and I think Gelson as well. Gelson Dalu, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. Yeah, one of the key players as well, scoring 2 goals in between them as well. And yeah, they're being the key players for Angola. So looking forward to see how Angola get on. I think they play Namibia in the next round, so it'll be interesting to see how they match up against Namibia, and yeah, how they get on with the rest of the tournament as well. So big up Angola as well. And qualifying second was Burkina Faso as well, with 4 points from 3 games. Burkina Faso, one of those teams as well that is always there in and about, somehow finds themselves in the semi-final. We're going to see if this will be any different, but yeah, they got out of the group. They make it to the round of 16. Bertrand Traore, a key player for them, scoring 2 goals for them as well. He's been key in this tournament for them. So yeah, Burkina Faso kind of threw it away a little bit against Algeria. I thought they had just enough to see it through, because Algeria has had an up and down tournament, but yeah, they threw it away. Game ended 2-2, and unfortunately they lost the last game, so that made them finish second with 4 points. So but Burkina Faso as well, always a tricky outfit, so we'll see how they get on in the round of 16. Finishing in third, surprisingly, was Mauritania, and they did so by beating or causing one of the upsets of the tournament, beating Algeria 1-0 on the final day. And yeah, listen, for Mauritania, it's the first time out of the group stages, the first time in the round of 16, so they'll be happy and they'll be looking to go as far and further into the tournament. So fair play to Mauritania as well. They lost the first two games, so they probably looked at it and say it was all doom and gloom, but hey, they had a little bit something left in the tank, and yeah, they utilized it very well. So fair play to Mauritania. And unfortunately for Algeria, it's another tournament where they get knocked out of the group stages. It's another tournament where they haven't won a single game. It's not looking good for Algeria, and if you looked at Algeria in terms of their qualifying group, they were one of the best teams in the qualifying groups. They won all but one of their games. So again, all of that culminated into nothing, because at the end of the day, this is where it mattered. Where it matters, Afcon is where it matters, and unfortunately, Algeria couldn't stand up and be counted. So unfortunately, they get knocked out. Another poor display. I don't know if the manager keeps his job. Honestly, I don't know really. I don't know if the manager keeps his job. I think they need a whole new reset, Algeria. So that was very, very poor from them. But hey, credit to Mauritania, credit to Burkina Faso, and credit to Angola for topping the group. Now in Group E, Mali topped the group with 5 points from 3 matches. Lassine Sinayoko, I hope I pronounced his name right. He's been a key player for Mali as well, delivering 2 goals for them. They qualified. Top of the table as well. They beat South Africa on the first match day and ended up drawing their last 2 games, and that was enough to send Mali through into the round of 16. So fair play from Mali. A bit of a composed, measured approach to it. So we're going to see how they get on in the round of 16. Not so far behind them was South Africa. They had a slow start to the tournament, losing 2-0 to Mali, but they picked themselves up with a thumping 4-0 win. And against Namibia, and a very, very key player for them was one Tembe Zwane as well. Did well with 2 goals as well. Percy Tau, I mean, he missed his first penalty against Mali was shocking, but in the next game he set matters straight and he got himself amongst the goals as well. Percy Tau was a very, very key player for them, and yeah, it was good for South Africa as well. Got a draw against Tunisia in the end as well. So yeah, getting themselves into the round of 16 as well. Not so far behind them as well was Namibia with 3 points as well. The first time as well that they're making it out of the Afcon group stages into the round of 16. So it was very, very good for Namibia. Known for that famous 2-0 win against Tunisia as well. Yeah, they got themselves there. They didn't do so well against South Africa, but they managed to get a draw against Mali in the end. So yeah, that was good for Namibia as well, qualifying on 4 points. So that was good for them, getting themselves out of the group as well. Unfortunately for Tunisia, they finished dead last in this group, only accumulating 2 points. Not a good tournament for them again. Quarterfinalists last time around. This time around, they were hoping to at least get to group stages and maybe go further into the tournament, but unfortunately, it wasn't a good tournament for Tunisia as well. Losing the first game, drawing the last 2 games, haven't really been convincing at this tournament, Tunisia. And unfortunately for them, they couldn't make it out of the group this time around. So fair play to the 3 teams that made it out of this group: Namibia, South Africa, and Mali. And into Group D as well, that housed Morocco, the DR Congo, Zambia, and Tanzania. Morocco winning the group with 7 points. Again, looking like one of the favorites. Very calm, very measured approach. Key players as well in Suri, in Ziyech, in Hakimi. Stepping up to the tournament as well and really providing the goals that Morocco needs the most in this competition. So Morocco playing very, very well, making it out of the group with 7 points, topping the group as well. DR Congo, 3 draws was enough to see them through into this group, and yeah, they will be fancying their chances against Egypt, because Egypt themselves had 3 draws, they had 3 draws, so it's going to be an interesting matchup to see who's finally going to win. Maybe they'll both draw and go to penalties, who knows. But yeah, they'll be fancying their chances against Egypt, because they'll look at it and say, yeah, Egypt probably not the strongest team at this Afcon, but yeah, they'll definitely look and fancy their chances against Egypt. So we'll see how they get on. Then last but certainly the other 2 teams in the group was Zambia. Unfortunately for the Chipolo Polo, came agonizingly close. Really couldn't lay a glove on Morocco yesterday. I mean, a draw would have been enough to send them through, but ultimately they fell short. Chipolo Polo going home with 2 points as well. Decent tournament for them, decent tournament for us, but still a lot to improve on to Chipolo Polo, likes of Pat Sendaka, Lamek Banda in Syria, Fashion Zakala in the Saudi Pro League. So there's a lot to improve on for Chipolo Polo. And Tanzania as well, rounding it up with 2 points as well. Fair play to Tanzania. They played well in the last 2 games, managing to get a draw. So yeah, they've done pretty decent, considering not a lot of people were expecting them to go far in this tournament. So fair play to Tanzania. And that rounds up all of the teams. So now the 16. So that was the AFCON group stages. And so the 16 teams that made it through from the group stages were in Group A. We had Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria, and the Ivory Coast making it through as the third best team. In Group B, we had Cape Verde and Egypt making it as the two teams that made it through. In Group C, we had Senegal, we had Guinea, and we had Cameroon. Guinea was the third best team in that group. In Group D, we had Angola, we had Burkina Faso, and we had Mauritania making it as the third best team in that group. In Group E, we had Mali, we had South Africa, and we had Namibia making it through as the third best team. And in Group F, we had Morocco and the DR Congo rounding things up as the two teams that made it through. Now, the fixtures for the round of 16 are out, and on Saturday will be to kick off the round of 16 games will be Angola and Namibia to kick off things. Then later on, we have a good fixture in Nigeria and Cameroon that will round off the day on Saturday. And on Sunday, we have Equatorial Guinea and Guinea to kick off things or to kick off proceedings. And the game that rounds it off as well is Egypt versus Congo DR, another very, very good game, interesting game to watch. On Monday, we have Cape Verde versus Mauritania to kick off things, and Ivory Coast and Senegal. Very, very good game, interesting game. The hosts will not want to have another poor display, so they'll definitely be looking to rewrite some wrongs in that game. So we'll see how they get on. Senegal taking on Ivory Coast on Monday, and then Tuesday we rounded off with Mali versus Burkina Faso and Morocco versus South Africa. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was your Afcon group stage review. Of course, we will be looking in depth into all of these games as we approach, so more videos are coming, more content is coming, so do stay locked onto the channel, and the only way you can do that is if you like this video, you share, you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, more Afcon videos coming. So thank you very much for joining me as part of these editions. More videos to come, people. In a bit, take care and peace.